I was like going in school and everything, and then my teacher was like, "Yo, you have a problem," and they sent me to the doctor, and they had these blocks, and they kept going through these blocks, red, yellow, and they had a green block, and they kept putting it in front of me, and I thought it was gray. They kept saying gray, gray, and they kept bringing it out, and I was smart enough to know there's a problem with this block. Because this is a different. All the other blocks are different, but that was the same block, and I was like, "That's the gray block. Why do you keep bringing that one out?" And then I found out I was colorblind. And then all those circle tests that people do, I can't see any of them. Yeah, can't see any of them.
So do you get like a disability check?
I wish, I would, dude. And it sucks too because they had those glasses that people put on. They like fucking cry and everything, and I'm like, dude. I've done the research, and as far as I know, they don't work. Because my eyes are damaged, like the cones. So I can't actually see those colors. And all that does is it kind of like fixes the broken cones a little bit, so everything's just sharper.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like actually a different color.
Yeah.
But, everybody, this is episode 15 of Help I'm High and Can't Get Down. We got my boy... Erskin right here. He's a fucking comedian. He hosts the podcast The Session. And then he also is a fucking photographer.
Yes.
I believe, right?
Yes.
Videographer or whatever you want to do. You do weddings and shit like that?
I would want to.
Yeah.
Because he pays a lot.
Hell yeah.
I'm not on that type of level yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these glasses are work glasses.
Yes.
So you just say, yeah.
Because I
can see.
He
looks way cooler with them on, so I'm glad he was wearing them.
I wear them because like when I look at computer screens all day, so I would leave like a major headache.
Wow.
And
so what do those glasses do exactly?
So they stop like I guess the ray from the screen hitting your eye so much.
Okay.
So usually like when people have work glasses like computer glasses, they're usually blue, but I got them to where you can't see the blue tint.
Whoa.
So they just look like regular glasses.
So that's what I was actually going to ask because I was like, there probably would have to be a tint, but
they took them out. So
wow.
I mean, back in high school, I used to just wear glasses for the. I used to just wear glasses just for the look, so it's kind of like that too. But yeah, they're definitely for work because I can't do the headache every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, how long have you been doing comedy for?
For 2 years.
Seen you around. Okay, sweet. So
yeah, about the same time you did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your like main inspiration for comedy?
Like to what?
Like how did you start? Like what made you think like, oh, I'm gonna start doing comedy?
I was the class clown, man. I was getting in trouble for it. Like I made good grades at some point, then I started to make decent grades, and always on my report card it would just be like, he just talks too much. Like, but I would never talk at home though, so my mom could never like really understand. But like I just would tell people in high school like I'm gonna be a comedian, jokingly, because I mean that was my real dream, but I had other dreams too.
So you waited like me, because you're how old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, yeah. So if you've only been doing it for 2 years and you've been telling people in high school, that's kind of how it happened for me. I waited because I was like, when I first got here, I like started doing theater.
Where are you from?
Toledo area.
Oh, okay.
I say Toledo, but it's like a small town called Napoleon. It's like
okay, yeah.
Okay, you know it?
I'm familiar. I never been, but I'm familiar.
Like, I got bitches numbers in Napoleon.
I'm familiar with a lot of towns in Ohio because I ran track. So like,
okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would just tell people, but like, and then like I would tell my friends in college, and one of my friends was like, do you want to do it? And then like they had like a kind of like a talent show. And that was like 2012, and I did it, and people said they laughed, but I didn't really hear nobody laugh.
How old were you then?
2012, somewhere around like 21, 22, depending on.
Damn.
Yeah. So then I just.
Who was this talent show through?
It was when I went to college at Youngstown State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it couldn't have been high school. I was like, damn. It's like, well, who's having talent shows right now?
Right. So I just went up there and like it didn't go too well, but I didn't know like how the process worked. I just went up there and freestyled it, and it didn't.
Okay.
To me, it didn't go too well.
So you didn't do any studying, You didn't know anything really about comedy. You
Nah.
just kind of just went up there.
Yeah, I just went up there, and then I was like, yeah, I'll wait.
How long were you up there?
For like 5 minutes. I didn't really count.
Did you bomb?
I felt like I bombed. People
Okay.
said they laughed, but I didn't hear nobody laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I would say it was a bomb.
Okay. So
But
what do you
then-
think a bomb is?
A bomb.
Because I ask everybody this question, and everyone has a different answer.
That's a good question. I think a bomb is honestly, if you have to know yourself and know comedy a little bit, but I would say a bomb would be like truly like no jokes landed.
Okay.
Because I can go in one room and my set works.
What if one joke lands and everything else fails?
I wouldn't say it was a bomb.
Okay.
Because if you had sex with a girl, but the sex wasn't good, but the head was good, she's still going to be somewhat satisfied. So,
Okay. Okay.
so she might.
This is what we need on Help I'm High, is that we need more black wisdom on here. Because I was reading something like Drake, like a quote from Drake where he was like saying something about success or whatever, and he's like, don't worry about people who like don't want you to follow your goals. He's like, that's why a Lamborghini has 2 seats and the bus has 30.
Yeah.
And I was like, even if he didn't say that, I was like, that's kind of fire. I was like,
Yeah, no, because I mean, like, if you give a girl good head, but the sex is okay or decent, she's gonna be more inclined to call you because she
Yeah.
wants the head, and she'll just deal with the sex. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, the other jokes didn't work, but this one joke worked, and somebody
Okay.
might be more inclined to be like, "I'll listen to him next time."
So it's almost kind of along the lines I've heard. The one that I was most satisfied with the answer with was the person said the bomb is how you feel after you get off the stage. So even if your jokes didn't land, it could have been just the audience.
Yeah.
But like you said, you have to know comedy, so you have to know that it was the audience.
Yeah,
You have
'cause-
to know if it was like, oh, this audience wasn't paying attention or some
yeah,
shit.
like when I first started, I was like, "Dang, like I'm bombing a lot." Well, not necessarily a lot, but I would take bombs a little bit more personal. But then I started to understand it may not be you, it may be the room, or sometimes like some people, because since Columbus isn't a comedy city, sometimes I feel like people they just up there to drink. They didn't really come to see comedy. So
Yeah.
you can't really like gauge if your jokes are funny because they're not comedy people. So they're just trying to like take away the stress from the day. So
Okay.
I would say like try your different sets in different rooms.
Yeah.
See who it works out.
How much material would you say that you have? Solid material
Like
after 2
minute-wise?
years. Yeah.
Minute wise, I can do at least about an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's easy for me though. Don't take it
Okay.
that way because I talk a lot. And you know
Yeah.
me, I tell a lot of stories.
Yeah.
So it's nothing.
I was
Like,
gonna say I checked out when did you start your podcast?
to 2020.
Okay, so during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Okay,
I
so
had a whole bunch of other episodes, but
You have a lot of episodes.
yeah.
Damn.
I have I started off on one page, and then like once I picked it back up, I thought that I had signed into my original page where all my other episodes were.
Okay.
And I realized I started a whole nother account. So some of them is in one section, the other one is in another
Okay, so
section.
that's why I was confused because I was on Spotify and it started off at like 35 or something like that.
The other ones are like they're the same name, that the logo looks a little bit different.
Okay.
So the first 33 episodes is on another.
account,
Yeah.
but on Spotify still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's why I couldn't find it. I was
Yeah.
like confused.
Yeah.
Because I saw your one and it started at
Yeah.
like 35.
I've been trying to like put them together, but it's kind of hard to figure
I
out.
got you.
Yeah.
So you use Anchor.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a little confused.
Uh huh.
I heard you got ads.
Yes.
So I guess I have ads,
Uh-huh.
but like, how do you get the?
So Anchor does everything for you. You just record it, upload it, and then once you get like a certain amount of people that listen
Do they send you an email though?
for the ads,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't got that far. I just got the original ad from Anchor. Like the Anchor
Where was it
ad.
at?
Where is it at? It's like
Because I like literally have been told like on the website it's like you have them and I can add them to my episodes.
yeah.
But
I can show you.
Okay,
I can
sweet.
show you. Yeah.
But might as well do a commercial for it.
Yeah, well, no, because I was like, I literally started his episode, and that's how it starts, and that's how I was like, he's like, Anchor is the, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, how did he get the? I was like,
Yeah,
So
I'll show you.
Hell
and
yeah.
then once you get more listeners, you get more ads, like legit ads.
okay.
From like Manscaped.
How many
and all type of
listeners?
stuff.
How many listeners do you have?
I don't got that many.
Okay.
I think maybe because like when I switched it, it kind of like fell off. But when I first started, I had a lot of momentum. But
Okay.
I haven't. The
So-
second half, nah.
You only do audio,
Yes.
and you do not post to YouTube.
No.
Okay. I will say, so I do video for a few reasons. Just because, like, one, I really enjoy the Joe Rogan style. I really like the conversation, being able to see people's facial expressions when they're saying stuff, because I feel like some of the times when people are hearing stuff or they're seeing stuff online, when they're reading things and they're getting offended or whatever, it's because they're not some stuff is bad, you know, obviously when you watch it and you see it and
Right.
everything, but like I feel like a lot of times it's because people aren't seeing the conversation, they're not seeing the emotion, or they're not you know, and I feel like it causes a lot of issues when you're just reading, because I sent a joke to somebody recently and they were like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I thought it was really funny. And then I did it on stage that night and it murdered. And I was like, what the fuck?
I get what you're saying a little bit, but I think what you're saying wouldn't hold up in like court, like if
I get you.
like if it was rape.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Well, I saw his video. His apology looked really sincere.
Like I heard the moans and stuff, but then when I saw it, it was a whole different experience. I just don't do audio because like I can
video.
do it myself. Video. I can do video myself, but like I record my stuff on my phone.
Okay.
Like, so I can do it on my laptop,
Hell
but
yeah.
sometimes I'll go to people's houses and record it. So I just record my podcast on my phone, and it's kind of hard to record on the phone and video record on the phone
I
too.
got you.
So I'm a one-man band, and I do a lot of stuff. So I just be I haven't found somebody
You need
else
some
that
people,
could record.
bro.
I know I don't.
You need some people.
It's the thing about black people. We have a hard time connecting.
You know what?
So
Chris Johnson was a hard guy to crack. But when I first started comedy, he opened to me. I'll extend my arms to you. I have people, Ty Erskin. I can get you some numbers, whatever you want.
okay, we can talk.
Producers, whatever.
We can talk.
Everyone's interested in doing shit. This is the problem. This is the problem that I see with Columbus comedy, is that I feel like there are too many cliques. I feel like there's too many cliques, and people aren't trying to open themselves to just doing shit with people. Because like the one thing that I want to do is I just want to I want to have everybody. Like I feel like it would be dope if we could do like a Columbus comedy scene thing where it's like people are all in videos and people are all, you know what I mean? And everyone's doing comedy shit together, and there's like a Columbus comedy video thing. I think that's kind of like what Chris is trying to do with Cap City Comics, but I think that we need like more of it.
Yeah. I guess I can agree with
Because like
the
you said,
cliques.
because like what you said you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're not in a clique, but you're in like your own clique. You know what I mean?
Well, you know me. I don't really talk to too many people.
He's a loner.
I don't mind talking. It's
Now,
just,
why is that?
Let's
talk about
I have 5 siblings. I
Okay.
have 4 sisters.
My
One sister, one of my oldest sisters passed away last year, and I have a brother, but I just met him like a couple years ago. So when I was younger, it was me and my older sisters, and then just me. But we're so far apart in age. So by the time like I'm like 7 years old,
You grew up with them?
Yeah.
Would you say that you grew up more feminine?
Yeah, for sure. But like as I got older, they left the house.
Okay.
So I was like left alone a lot.
Okay.
And so I'm used to it. I don't mind hanging out and talking to people, but like I don't give a lot of my time and energy to a lot of people because everybody don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I know that
I got
sounds
you.
like
No,
super
no.
bougie.
I got
but
you.
like I have a big heart, and sometimes we have a big heart. A lot of things can go wrong.
That's like a philosophy you have to take up. Like,
Yeah.
it's like if you say like a lot of people don't deserve it, that's like people that, you know, They're doing shit.
So that's why I
They're
mainly
moving.
that's why I mainly like just stick to myself. Like I got friends, of course, but like that's why I kind of like when I be at the club, I don't really say.
I was
much.
I was actually worried because when I came up to you at Saber Pint and I was like, dude, would you do the podcast? I was like worried. I was like, this guy's gonna say no. He was like, I'm busy, dude. I got so much shit going on. I was like, but you were like, yeah, dude. And I was like, fuck yeah, that was like the easiest conversation ever.
Yeah, you looked a little nervous.
I was like, fuck. But yeah, I was gonna say because I'm super interested in your podcast because you do conversations about everything.
Yeah,
you do politics, love, fucking everything.
Yeah,
What's that all about? What? Tell me about the mind of Ty Erskin.
So, my podcast is basically like my way of exercising my journalist muscle. I used to be I still consider myself a journalist. I used to work at a news station.
Oh shit!
And I was like, that was my.
Can you say?
Yeah. KIDY Fox San Angelo.
Damn. Where's that at?
It's in San Angelo, Texas. It's a small station. Like,
did you like it there? Texas?
I did like Texas. It had to get some adjusting to it because the town that I lived in, it wasn't a lot of white people.
You're from Columbus. You were born here, and
so
then you went there for
for that job.
Oh shit! So you moved there for that job.
So it wasn't a lot of white people. It wasn't a lot of black people. It was only like 3. It was a lot of Mexicans. And then like I did news and sports. So when I would go do the sports stuff, I'd be out in the middle of nowhere, and then some white people would see me and they'd be like I'm an alien. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't really see too many black people where they're from.
That's crazy.
But it was fun. But I didn't do it too long because I used to intern at Channel 10 here, and it was just totally different.
Look at you.
Yeah, it was totally different. So I was like,
hell yeah, dude.
But I just didn't like the fact that I couldn't come
You
up
went to
with,
college?
Yeah.
Graduated?
Yes.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I went to Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which in your degree would be in journalism, or?
That was the plan. Then I was coming up on my junior year, and I had transferred to Ohio State.
Okay.
And they was like, yeah, I kept getting a runaround about what I needed to do to get into the School of Communications to finish. And I was like a junior, and I was running out of financial aid, and so I switched my major to sociology. I switched it because my minor was in criminal justice, and so a lot of the courses like coincide with each other. So I already had like half of the stuff.
Do you
already
do a
completed.
lot of work in criminal justice right now?
Nah. I just wanted to learn about the law. Well, this is the plan. The plan was to get a degree in communications and have a minor in criminal justice because, let's face it, a lot of black people who are athletes, they get in trouble with the law. So I wanted to have that information in my background just in case.
Okay.
Just another like muscle.
In case I get tattoos.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, it was cool. I got my degree in sociology. And so basically my podcast is like a way of me flexing that journalist muscle, because when I would go to my news director and say I want to do this story, or I would call like somebody to, come and do the story with me.
Tyler.
Yeah.
That's uninteresting.
Yeah, so like
Do you think white people in Columbus or Texas want to read about love from a black woman?
So what I did, I want to do a story about like lunches, like the lunch. You know how you go to school lunch and it's just terrible?
Yeah.
I want to do a story about that. And the school district was like, nah, but we can do a story about like our college week. And I just got tired of like doing stories that was like.
You were being told.
Yeah, like, so I was like, nah, I want to do my own stuff. So that's why I came back home and was
I'm
like.
so happy that you did that.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people bend over and just be like, all right, college.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do it, man. I was out there doing puff pieces and I just didn't like it.
Do you have your own website?
Nah. I want to, but I had one at one point, but I don't got it no more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had an OnlyFans at one point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How'd that go? Did you make money?
No, I didn't.
Dang. What were you doing? Like sex stuff? Or
I
were
wasn't
you doing
doing sex stuff. I was just using it to try to like put my comedy videos on there and people could see that exclusively.
Did you get any buyers?
No.
Damn.
Not even myself. It's crazy.
Wait, do they make you subscribe to yourself?
Nah, but I would have tried to pay for myself if I could.
Oh, okay. He's like, no.
I chipped in some people's OnlyFans and I let it go. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. So, journalists. That's interesting. So, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
So, that makes a lot of sense about, like, why you are going into all the topics.
Yeah.
So, what what drives you like intellectually as a journalist then? So like, what's the thing that interests you the most? Like if you were going to write stories about anything, like in the first thing that pop up to your mind, what would it be?
It would probably be I'm like an environmental smut. Like I really care about like global warming and
So you know all the facts.
I don't know all the facts, but I know that it's real.
Okay.
And I don't need science to tell me that. Like it barely snows anymore. Like
Yeah.
that's not normal.
Yeah.
And it's barely hot in the summertime.
Yeah.
Like so probably like that. And then like maybe the disparities between like different races. That story's been told, but probably in a different light. Like when it comes to like business.
Okay.
Or stuff like that.
So like what angle for that would you take?
So like, there's a lot of donut shops that I didn't know about in Los Angeles.
Shops?
Yeah, there's a lot of donut shops in California, but there's more like Cambodian and like donut owners. So apparently like there was a war in Cambodia. United States saved them, brought them over here, brought like the refugees over here, and then all of them started opening donut shops. And so like in California, like they don't have Dunkin' Donuts. They don't even have Tim Hortons because there's just a whole bunch of local donut shops. But if black people were to try to do that, probably wouldn't happen. But it happens easily for like Cambodians and stuff like that.
So this is like an interesting thing that I've always thought about because like it's like I've talked to a lot of like we just had Halima on last week and she's Somalian and she was talking about how it like she like has dealt with racism but like it's like different than black Americans like people who are African American or whatever whatever term you want to fucking use but like she said it's just like different. It's like there's like a different vibe. Like her parents are like racist is like what she was saying. And it's like and it's like very interesting to me that there's like this different dynamic and I don't and this is why it's like the PC argument really just doesn't make sense to me because there's like it's like there's different views even in the black community. Like cuz like when you say black, what do you even mean? Like do you mean like the skin color or do you mean like the identity because it's like some people identify differently in the black and it's like I'm so confused by the whole ordeal because it's like
it can be confusing but it's only confusing because white people made it that way so
the ones with pink hair
but there's even like confusion between like African Americans and Africans. Like Africans look at us and don't consider us to be African.
Really?
They really like I've had an African person tell me like I don't consider you to be African, like I'm a real African. That's what he told me. Like it's just set up that way. Like
now let me ask you this, you're actually so how deep is your family American? Are you like you like
and you ask me questions that I don't know because my mom is from St. Louis.
I dig deep.
My mom is from St. Louis.
Okay.
And so I don't know that side of the family like that. But in Missouri there's a lot of Native Americans and my great grandma and my great grandpa was both Native American, like true blood. My great grandma lived to be 105. So I don't know how much Native American I have in me.
Do you know what tribe?
I have no idea.
Damn.
No, I have
supposedly.
No idea. Yeah.
I don't believe my mom because she's crazy. But so when I would go to my great grandmother's house, there would be a picture of her mom, and she was like in like the full like Native American garb. And I probed my mom about it recently. And first she told me she was full, but then I found out she's only half. But she was like half Blackfoot, I guess, which is like still nuts to me because I'm like, that is crazy to me. But you said because she was like fucking old as fuck. She
yeah.
And I'm like, what's in their system that makes them live?
I have no idea. My I've seen a picture. My great grandma is dark, but my mom told me that my great grandpa is like they're white.
Whoa.
And I've heard rumors that my grandpa, I've never met him. I heard rumors that he dated a very fair-skinned, blonde-haired lady. So I don't know if she was white. Because my mom don't have a relationship with her mom. She was abandoned. So that would make sense as to why, especially in St. Louis.
Okay.
But Yeah, so I really don't know. I want to know, but I'm not about to pay $100 to Ancestry.com
Yeah, it's like fuck that shit.
to find out where I was stolen from. That just don't make sense to me. Don't. I think that's the biggest ripoff, but whatever.
Yeah, man. It is so crazy.
But no, it is differences, but it's the only differences because, like I said, white people made it that way with slavery. Like the light-skinned people would be in the house, the dark-skinned people would be, you know, in the field, and then it's still to this day. I mean, if you just want to, it's not just with black people, it's with anybody, like just a family. And if we look at just a family in general, the only way that family is going to survive is if they stick together. If they're divided, it's not going to work. And that's what it is in the black community.
Dude,
it's just
amen.
divided.
Dude, amen, brother.
So-
I feel like that's like the thing that like, and it's not even, and to be honest, dude, it's not even nowadays, it's not even just the black community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that, like, as far as I know, I don't know what the statistic is right now, Ridge, but I think it's like at least 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone divorce rate 50%, at least in America.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah.
I think that's what I heard.
Yeah, it's just like just being divided, man. That's just what it is. It's like, so you have your light skins, and they act a certain way.
You said so. You said you just met your brother, so that means that your parents were probably divorced then,
Oh,
or were they together?
you're reaching high. They were never married.
Oh, okay.
It's just like
but were
a-
they together though?
Nah, it's just like a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says they were together. He said they weren't. So
Okay.
yeah,
See, but this is what we're talking about. Divided,
yeah.
and it just like sucks because it's like, who did you live with?
My mom. I live with my dad like twice, but like my mom for the most part.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
And it just sucks, man, because I feel like nowadays, like, I lived with my dad, but like he most of the time just filled the house with a girlfriend, and then he would be working. So it was like he was never really around, and so it was just like it's just like weird that like a lot of dudes do that, and I don't understand.
My dad is different. He was around, but we barely talked. I'm so distant.
Wait.
My dad was physically there.
He said earlier, I don't talk to people, so his dad would like show up. He'd be like, Tyler, I miss you. I love you.
Nah,
and he'd just be sitting there.
Nah, we weren't saying that. It was, what's up? You hungry? Let's go get you. Let's go get some hair. Let's go get your haircut. And then he'd give me this long speech about how bad I did in sports, whatever sport I was playing. And then it was like, come eat and take you home. I'll see you next week. Like, that's how it was for
That's
like
fucked up.
several years.
Damn.
We're better now, but I
Okay.
still we don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
I just go around.
You still have a relationship with your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't always that way.
Okay.
It wasn't always that way. I didn't like both my parents. They were both.
I'm on and off with my parents too.
Yeah, I didn't like my parents growing up. They were both just mean. They had their own issues,
Yeah.
you know. But going to counseling definitely helped, especially me and my mom. She's like my best friend now.
So you go counseling or you go to therapy? What's the difference?
There's really no difference. It's just
Okay.
a difference in words. But
Okay.
yeah, therapy.
Do you think that there is a true value in therapy?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Depends on your counselor. And so
Let me ask you the no first, because I feel like everyone knows the benefits. Because I feel like I understand the benefits, but I want to hear what your no is.
So your no, for the reason for my no is because you can't just get a counselor and be like, this is going to be my counselor. I always say, like, if you go into counseling, your first session should be like a warm up, like an interview. How do you do counseling? This is what I need in counseling, and see if you two match up well, and see if there's somebody that you would enjoy talking to for an hour every week or every 2 weeks, you know. And then the other part of the no would be, like, if they're a good counselor. Not all counselors are good. Like my counselor now is good, but the one I had before that didn't. He wasn't really a counselor. Like, he was just somebody I could vent to.
Okay.
Because he wasn't really giving me like no advice. And then that would probably be my reasons as to know. Like, you got to see if you match well.
Do you think that a really good friend could replace a counselor or a therapist?
Nah,
No?
it's nowhere near the same.
Wow. Okay.
This is night and day.
Really?
Yeah, because your friend may be telling you something that they think you need to hear,
Okay.
but you may not be ready to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas your counselor got more professional, like.
So are you saying that they would like cater more to, like, he's at this stage, he can't hear this statement yet, so I'm gonna dumb it down to a more emotional state for him so he can understand.
Right.
Okay.
So when I
instead of saying, Tyler, you're a fucking piece of shit, you need to get your life together, it's, hey, Tyler, like, have you maybe looked at things in your life that you could change?
Yeah.
That could help you.
Yeah. The counselors have more like emotional intelligence to be able to deal with what you're going with. Like friends is cool, but nah.
Yeah.
Like they're cool to talk to, but nah, I would go see a counselor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, I like counseling, man. I go like every 2 weeks.
Damn.
And I've been going since like
Is it
2014. Nah, I'm frugal. Mine's is only like $30. But when I first was going, I was going for free.
And how long is that, an hour?
Yeah. When I first was going, I was going for free. So, because I had Melina. And then they found out I made too much. And that's why I kept going through so many counselors, because prices was just getting out of hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I really love the journalist aspect of you. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's fun, man. I don't know.
Do you like write a lot, like other than like comedy? Do you do like a lot of like writing?
Yeah. I used to be, I guess you can say, a columnist.
Oh, okay.
I used to write like
a
for
blog
this
or whatever.
Yeah, I used to write for this sports website by this dude in Cleveland for a little bit.
Damn, you got a resume.
Yeah, I try to look to see like if he still had them up, but he don't. But like, yeah, I used to write.
So wait a minute.
But I used to write poetry.
Let me ask you
I used to
this.
write like songs. I'm just a writer.
Stop. If you got this whole fucking resume, and right now you're like not doing too bad in comedy, you know, I mean, I don't know what your comedy resume is like, but like, have you ever thought about like trying to like apply for like a comedy writing thing, like SNL or something?
Nah, I haven't even thought about it. Me writing for somebody else, I don't. As far as like, I screenwrite.
Okay.
But as far as like writing jokes for somebody else, I don't see how I would be able to do that. Because I don't see how I could be able to talk for somebody.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want somebody to tell my jokes, because I think everybody, and I'm not going to say I'm like different, but like, yeah, I just don't see. Because like for me,
let me ask you this. What's different than you writing a joke for somebody? So like, hold on. What's different than you writing an article for a for like a newspaper to put out, and a joke for like SNL to put out?
Like a newspaper article would be more professional, whereas a joke for somebody, I can say whatever I want, and I wouldn't want my voice for somebody else.
Okay.
I mean, like, but they would probably do like what you do in like if you're an intern for like news. So like, a lot of them don't even write their stuff. They might write, but somebody will have something typed in, and then they'll go in and change it to their own voice.
Like the big guy?
Yeah. So like the intern will go in and write a little bit, just give them the details, and then the big guy that's going to be on TV that night, he goes in and he'll change it to his voice. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the time or whatever. So I guess the same could be done for comedy, but I would probably be pissed if they changed my joke around. So yeah. But I mean, I don't mind like work. I wouldn't mind working for like a sketch comedy thing. I wouldn't mind, but it's just kind of like who you know.
Okay.
Like you got to get your samples out there and work your way up. And I make enough right now to not be willing to sacrifice unless it was for something that I thought could be like a good avenue.
Yeah.
What
if it was like the same amount of money? And
for sure.
You just be
for
like,
sure, yeah. I would love to do that all day, every day.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's like I always like to promote people who I love finding out people's passions, and I love like hearing all about that stuff. And it always makes me sad that they're like locked away doing like a job that they are like not totally happy with. And I'm just like, dude, just try to just shoot.
That industry is I don't want to say
especially if you have the resume. You have a resume.
Yeah.
Like you were just saying, Channel 10, San Francisco, fucking San Antonio, all these places. I was like, damn.
I want to try it. Like me and my girlfriend, we plan on, after getting married, going to maybe Chicago or Atlanta. I'll probably try it then, but I don't know how.
Girlfriend or fiance?
Nah, we ain't engaged yet. But I want to wait and see.
She's gonna hear this. She's gonna be like, "You hear that, Tyler?"
Yeah, nah, she would tell me no right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
She's a strong woman.
Yeah. I want to wait and see what happens with the Dave Chappelle comedy show, like club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and plus Cleveland, they have a lot of they make a lot of movies up there, so I just kind of want to wait and see what happens.
They do make a lot of movies.
Yeah,
in there.
so like I just want to wait and see, and then get in maybe that way instead of having to go out of the state.
I'm not exactly sure. I think it was Cleveland, but I had a friend who I did like a short film with when I first worked here, and he did a film for Captain America. I think that was in Cleveland.
Yeah, it was the Avengers.
Yep. And so he was in the Winter Soldier, and he was the stand-in for the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
So he got to. So I guess his job, this doesn't make fucking any sense to me. They had a guy train him what to do, and then he would be the guy that would stand on the set and show the actor what to do.
Yeah.
Why do you have the fucking middleman? Why didn't you just?
I don't know why, but my guess would be because if you're a stand-in, when
Maybe you're so busy as a trainer. I don't know, choreographer or something. I don't know.
I just think they probably just want both of y'all to be in sync, because when their actor is not on set, the stand-in is there, and so I guess the movement is you gotta kind of mimic each other. I guess so that's the only thing I can notice, because I've been on a set before.
Okay.
And they're literally there all day.
This guy's got a fucking resume. He John Travolta came into Columbus, and he did a movie, and he worked with him, and everything. So like I'm trying to get him on here, but he's got his own podcast. He's super busy, film shit, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger filmed a movie here. I watched it not too long ago, and it's on HBO Max. I can't remember. I think it's called Aftermath or something like that.
Oh shit!
But it's all in Columbus. You see like the cop cars, the helicopter. Mayor Michael Coleman was in it.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched any of the podcasts, but we had a guy on an HBO show, fucking called Finding Magic Mike.
I wanted to watch it, but then I was like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah, yeah. But that it's just like so funny to me, like the ideas for shows that they get.
Yeah.
Like, I always like. I guess they just brought Futurama back on Hulu. I'm just like.
I was into it, but then I got out of it. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
Stop watching it.
It's like I'm so tired of the revivals and the remakes, the live action remakes. It's like, dude, just make something new.
Yeah, Hollywood, they just go based off what makes money, though.
Yeah.
So if it makes money, they're going to keep doing it, unfortunately.
But it's like, couldn't you just take the same exact story and then make like another, you know what I mean, like a whole.
I mean, they do, but they are starting to make. I don't know. They are starting to make more movies that are different.
Yeah,
because for a minute there, they were stuck.
Yeah, all the minority movies.
Not
Moana.
Not necessarily.
Like all the weird ones. Like they're doing a lot of crazy ones. Like
Nocturnal Animals is pretty good.
What?
Nocturnal Animals.
What's that about?
It's about.
Do they talk?
Yeah, it's not. It's not nothing like that. So it's basically like this author who has this. I don't think it's his ex-wife. It may be his ex-wife, and she kind of left him while he was writing his book. So then when he finishes the book, he gives it to her, and she's reading it. But in the movie, while she's reading it, it live plays like, the book or whatever. But it's super good though.
Shit.
And she realizes, dang, I fucked up. I should have stayed with him. But
damn,
yeah, that's how it usually happens. But it's a good movie though. It's very different.
But she making that money.
Yeah,
I'm still with you, baby.
They always come
look
back
what you
around.
did.
They always come back around. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so journalist, you started your podcast, and you said you started your podcast because you were a journalist and you wanted to like do your own thing. What would you say if you could learn about a topic more right now? Like, because you said you took criminology classes in college and everything. If you were going to take a deep dive into something right now that you haven't, what would it be?
Have you ever heard of the 5 love languages?
Yes.
Okay. I believe there's love languages for sex, and I would want to explore that. I was watching this show.
I think you need to look into Indian.
The Indian?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The Kama Sutra?
Yeah, but not like that. That's sex positions.
No, I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that like I think that us in America, we look at it that way. It's like, oh, it's a book of sex positions, but I don't think that that's entirely, you know what I mean? I think it's probably a little closer to what you're saying because I think it's more about like energy movement and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
like with sex.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never read it. Do you have it?
I don't have it.
Oh, have you looked
But-
into it?
I have seen it. I want to get it, but I'm 30, so I don't know
Dum,
about
dum,
the
dum.
flexibility of it all.
I think that if we just stretch a little bit more, I think we can, we can do anything.
But I want to look into the love languages of sex. Like some people could really get more of an orgasm if they're more like just being touched like that. Some people need penetration to get an orgasm. Some everybody don't.
Interesting. So, what kind of person are you?
It's a good question.
I'll start. I'm a passionate person.
You're a passionate person.
So I like to touch. It makes me excited when I can make the other person excited. So it's
I feel that.
I like to just rub and touch and just make them feel good.
I feel that.
So it's I'm more and I never really understood the idea of foreplay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's interesting. That's why I asked you about growing up with mom and sisters, because I also grew up with 3 sisters and my mom.
Yeah.
So it was I feel like I'm a little bit more feminine, and I know that females or women, sorry, whatever term you want to use, they tend to like more foreplay.
Yes, some
because
of them.
well, yeah, they don't always just jump right into it. Not all the time, but you know what I mean.
Well, foreplay. Well, when you say
Well,
foreplay, I'm thinking of us giving foreplay. Usually, I don't know how it is.
What is exactly is foreplay? What
Like head, but for black people, because I don't know if it's different for white people. So I'll just say this: but for black people, most black men don't do foreplay. Us give them head. They usually just give us head and we get into it. so I get what you're saying. I'm a pleaser, and I usually get girls who aren't used to dudes that please them. So that's how I stay in there.
Okay.
But
See, it's a secret.
Yeah.
Dudes,
Yeah.
if you find a girl that you're like, ooh, shit.
because I think a lot of guys think that this sex is more about us, and it's really not. It's about both of us. And what
Yeah.
I've been learning about sex is I don't think men are taught a lot of how to please women, but I don't think men are taught how they want to be
It's
pleased.
a conversation.
Yeah, they
like
think
you were
that-
saying, it's a language.
They think that sex is just please me by I'm gonna stick it in there, but there's so much more to it, and I don't think we've been taught how our penises work.
Yeah.
Really. So what I found out, just really, really weird. I found out that I was watching this circumcision documentary. I love documentaries, and I'm a journalist, so I'll be watching the weirdest things. But I watched this documentary, and it was that extra foreskin is our clit, and it creates a lube. So we don't need lube. We don't need that's our clit, and a lot of people have it cut off, so we're missing the full experience of sex. That's why a lot of guys be like, oh, women have better orgasms than us. Yeah, because they have more nerves. Our nerves were cut off, and it's really enough, you can grow it back. Don't ask me how, but you can grow it back. There's actually people that grow back their foreskin. I'm so serious.
This was not the conversation I thought I was going to have with you, dude. This is amazing.
It happens. So they had this little tool, and they put it
Tyler
in there.
Erskine.
Yeah.
I think your next fucking article should be, dude, think about the clickbaiting. You could literally be just honest. How to grow back your foreskin. How many clicks would you get? I would click on that.
It's a real thing.
So wait a minute. Hold on, though. Are you religious?
Sure, yeah.
What are you? Are
Christian.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What denomination?
Non-denominational.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So what Bible do
You read
non-denominational?
You read the regular Bible, but
What is the regular Bible?
you read the Bible,
Yeah.
but
But
just
what
certain-
Bible? The King James Bible?
yes, but I don't. Yes and no. You can't read that, but I don't read that version. I read the New King James version.
Okay.
Or the
Because I'm
new-
just they're just a different interpretation. What the fuck? one will say killed, and the other one will say murdered, and it's like,
Well, I
what?
don't think there's anything wrong with that, because when you go to school, you got this edition of the Spanish book, and then the next year there's a new edition. So I don't think there's anything wrong with different
Actually,
interpretations.
this is an important question, I guess, because you are a journalist,
Mhm.
and so since you know about all the writing styles or whatever, or not maybe all of them, but you know what I mean. Because I have really been looking into religions recently,
Mhm.
and the ones that really interest me, obviously, like because I grew up a little bit Christian, are like Judaism and Christianity.
Right.
And I also looked into Sikhism a little bit, like that one too.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, it's I think it's in India. You should look into it. They have the largest food kitchen in the world.
Is that what sparked your interest?
Look that up, Ridge. Where's that kitchen at? The largest Sikh vegan kitchen. They serve like 1.5 million or 100,000 people a day or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all free and everything. And there's like a waiting list for volunteers and shit like that. It's nuts. But they, at least from what I understand, is that like they have their own like beliefs on like good and evil and stuff like that. But like they like just accept everybody.
Yeah.
They just like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So they're just like, hey, come hang out.
Yeah.
You know, come to this kitchen. Everyone's welcome. Doesn't matter.
Some Christian churches could be like that. It just depends, man. It just depends. Like everybody have, there's Christianity and there's people that just put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
So you just gotta find one that just kind of like vibe with you. I don't do the statue stuff. I'm not praying to no statue.
You got no
Like,
painting, Jesus
nah,
painting angel.
Nah.
But
I
my
can't do
question
that.
was going to be: is as a writer,
Mhm.
is using the word killed and like using the word murder is that going to change a tone? Like, or is that going to change the information being translated? So it's like if you're reading like the King James Bible or you're reading the New King James Bible or something like that, are you going to get a different understanding because they use different words?
Yes. The reason I say that is because words do matter. So, for example, not saying that I feel this way about you, but let's say I was like, Eddie, you're ugly, right?
Yep.
You would take that harsher than if I would say, Eddie, you're unattractive. So there is a difference in words. But I would just say, just find the version that works best for you. Like, because a lot of people don't. So people read the Bible, but they're not taught how to read the Bible.
Yeah.
So when people be like, oh, the Bible contradicts itself or whatever, I just be like, no, you're reading out of context. You're reading it with the mindset of today, but this was written many years ago in a whole different time.
How often do you read the Bible?
Every day.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I read like a chapter. I'll read like a verse.
Yeah.
But I pretty much read it like every day.
Yeah. I used to have like I said, I've not really followed religion, but I used to have like a Bible, whatever. Have you seen that thing? Where's it at?
What?
Did you find it?
Yes.
Where's it at?
It's in India.
Okay, sweet. Where's it at in India?
Golden Temple, India.
There you go.
It feeds over 100,000 people daily.
There you go. See? Do it. No, but yeah, I was gonna say I used to have a Bible app on my phone, and I would like get like verses and stuff like that, and it's like really crazy how the algorithms work.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if everyone's getting the exact same verse as me, but it is very nuts sometimes. Like where you'll be going through life, and you'll just have something like I actually, like I said, I'm not like religious, but I've been like listening to religious stories and everything, and someone was going through a really hard time, and they're like, why does bad stuff always happen to good people? And I was like, dude, you should really read the story of Job right now, because that dude, you know, he was like the follower of God. He was like God's favorite or whatever, and he was like getting fucked, and it was like dude.
Yeah, man. I would just say, man, just like for anybody listening, I would just always. I mean, you went to church as a kid, you just going, but like it's a personal relationship, and I was just in college, and basically high school for real, just going through stuff, and I just try to like find stuff that would help me out in there, and it did, and that's how I kind of just developed that relationship, and it's very, very important to me. But I'm not like I don't want to like my relationship with Jesus is definitely real, but I'm not like no Jesus freak where I'm going to like crucify you for like stuff that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ask me advice, I'm more than likely, if I don't feel like you're a spiritual person, I'll ask you like, what kind of advice you want? You want me to give you the Jesus version, or you want me to give you like the street version? You know, but I'm not going to judge somebody for what they do. Heck, I still do a lot of stuff. So
how do you read the Bible? So I I know a lot of people like are gonna hate this, but like I like to listen to Jordan Peterson a lot, and he does a lot of like Bible. He does like a lot of religious whatever conversations, and he always does it in like a philosophical way. And he always talks about Jung or Nietzsche or whatever, and he always talks about what they would say about like certain things, and like. So let me ask, you don't believe in like a guy in the sky, do you?
A guy in the sky?
Yeah.
Like a physical guy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
God
what would you say God is?
Is a spirit.
Spirit.
I don't mean
like
to
an
refer
energy?
Yeah, I don't mean to refer to him as he. It can be he, she, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a spirit.
Would you say that spirit and energy share the same?
Yeah, it's just
whatever?
a different, like we talked about earlier, it's just a different way to frame it.
Because I always like think about this because I feel like as 21st century people, we feel like we are the smartest that we've ever been on planet Earth. And, you know, we have these books that have lasted 1,000 years.
Yeah.
What do you know that's happened in the 21st century recently in our lifetimes, at least, like that since we've been born, that's lasted, you know, the entire time that we've been alive? The only thing that I can really think of is the internet.
What year was you born?
95.
I was born in 90. So I was before the internet.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say the internet.
But I mean, like what, like I'm talking like culturally, like is there like a song that you listen to every single day? Is there like a thing that you like literally, you know, if like you open the Bible or every day to read a verse, is there anything other than like, you know, the internet and your phone, you know, technology wise, other than like technology, like is there any like cultural item, music wise, poetry, anything else that you would open every day? See, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like we think that we're the smartest now than we've ever been.
Yeah.
But yet these people have something that has lasted over time, and people still choose it over the other distractions that are out today.
What are we talking about again? The Bible? Okay.
We're talking about. Well, I was talking about like how we. Like a lot of people in the 21st century think we're the smartest now that we've ever been.
Yeah.
But it's like, you were saying, it's like this book was written thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Like
they were saying something that like they understood on a different level. We just don't understand it in our English tongue.
Right. And we didn't live back then, so we don't know the customs and the times, you know.
Exactly.
Like just like in the 90s, you could say faggot, you could say retarded, but now it's kind of like harsh to say those things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but I don't know, a lot of people.
Isn't it funny that we always say it's like now it's hard to say those things as we're saying them?
which is weird. I'm gonna say faggot just because like that. I would say be careful.
I've been called that my entire life. Am I not allowed to talk about my experience?
I would just say I say it if the person allows me to call them that.
Yeah.
Like some gay people refer themselves as faggots or queers or something like that. But you just gotta be careful, like know which one you can say it with, I guess. But I don't know. A lot of people question the good book, but I'd say books are very powerful, man. A lot of people question books, but they're very, very powerful. Books are probably like one of the most powerful things on this earth, for real.
Do you ever look into the books outside the Bible?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
You're not a non-canon guy?
Nah.
Not at all?
Nah. I thought about becoming a Jehovah's Witness at one time, but it just didn't make sense to me. Like, we all gonna die, just go to paradise.
Yeah.
That just didn't make sense.
But what about like some of the other books, like outside the Bible?
Yeah.
So like the books.
I mean, I've read other books, like skimmed it, like
I'm talking like maybe I maybe you're answering the question. I'm talking like the sections of the Bible that they just left out. So like the book of like Judas or maybe not Judas, but like the book of Enoch or whatever, like the weird ones that talk about stuff. Maybe you are talking about that, but do they follow that too? Jehovah's Witnesses? Maybe they do.
I don't know.
The book of Enoch.
I don't know what Jehovah's Witnesses do, to be honest with you. I know they don't celebrate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what threw me off. Like, no, you're going to celebrate
So
me.
just,
Yeah. But no, I don't. Not that they're wrong or anything
Yeah.
like that. I just haven't got all. I mean, the Bible is a pretty long book. I haven't
Yeah.
got through it all. So
Yeah.
like, yes, I just haven't had a desire to look at any other book for real.
And do you think that it's okay that it's like a curated book by people?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
Okay.
you read books now, you might see a name on the thing, but there's a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just look at it as like, I look at it as one big book with a collection of books. That's how I look at it.
Yep. And
So-
which is how you should look at it.
Yeah.
It's not. I feel like it's like it's almost. Honestly, it's almost like how people like look at Joe Rogan, where it's like it's like, oh, he's representing the truth. It's like, dude, he's just a dude. It's
Yeah.
just a book,
Yeah.
and it's a book that has little books in it, and not every single book is gonna be perfect. Sometimes they say gay people aren't cool, and
Yeah.
it's like. You're like, maybe I'm not gonna listen to that part of that book, and then, but like, you know what I mean. But like, other than that, it's like you can, I feel like people are just like looking into things too deeply, which is something that I think that as people we need to like really think about, because I think a lot of people expect people to explain themselves way too much, and I
Yeah.
think that it should be our jobs to learn the language that they're speaking and interpret it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it, then you're not going to get the right context. It's like reading a text message and getting the wrong emotion. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you're like, what are you saying right now?
So are we still talking about the Bible or are we talking about Joe Rogan?
We're talking about the Bible.
Okay. Yes. I
He's
feel
like, where are we right now?
No, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page as you. Yes, you do gotta like read it in context, but I don't think a lot of churches teach people how to read the Bible in context.
How do you read the Bible? Exactly. Like when you open your app, so we got the light. So what is that, an hour? I don't know.
It's been an hour already.
No, it's 57 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we're
We
gonna
can talk as long as you
yeah.
want.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, but when you open your app and you're reading your verse, how do you read it exactly? Like, what are the thoughts that you go into? Because this is, like I said, I've been looking into it, and I want to talk to people who
Yeah.
are religious, because it's like people do it differently.
It's called a coordinates. So you will want to get a coordinates. I think that's how you
Ooh.
pronounce it. And basically, it just it explains to you, if I'm not mistaken, what words mean in Greek. So that way, when you see a word, because when you see a word in the Bible, you're looking at it from an English definition, which is fine to some extent. But since this is a different time, you need to read it in Greek, because that's, Greek, whatever. And then you can get like a real definition of it. So one word may mean something in the American definition, but in Greek, it means something totally different. And then when you see it in Greek, then you can get a full understanding of it. So a lot of people don't like to read the King James Version, because at the end of words, it'll say like seeketh or other words that, add a little extra on the end. But you got to understand like what that extra part means. Like, so if it has like a TH on the end, it means like continuous. So like that part in the Bible where it says like,
Oh wow!
like seek the Lord or whatever, it's like saying like do it continuously. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that they don't really teach in church. So you have to go to the right church and make sure you're being taught by the right person. You know what I'm saying? And then like if you're just your average,
you go to church?
Yeah,
Which church you go to?
I go to the city of Zion.
Okay.
Yeah, out like it's near like downtown.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure you pick the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's like a therapist.
yeah, you gotta make sure you pick the right person, and you gotta make sure they like you feel what they're saying. Like
Okay.
if you're a gay person and you go to church and you want to have a relationship with the Lord, but a pastor is saying that they don't condemn like gay sex, obviously don't go to that church.
Yeah.
Obviously go to one where the
Find
lead,
a safe
yeah,
space.
where the pastor is like, we accept all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then like you just gotta make sure that they know what they're talking about. And then, but I wish churches would do more like with the people in the congregation. Would be like teach them how to read the word and stuff like that. Some churches is just too big, and some churches have like small groups where they'll do that type of stuff like that. But yeah, we need to be taught how to read it so that we can understand it.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I was saying it was like interesting. That's why I like listening to like Jordan Peterson, because like when he talks about like a story, he like, it's like when I read a story, I sometimes like I feel like I do it sometimes how people, claim the Bible is like literal. It's like I'm reading a story and I'm like, oh shit, whatever, this guy's like in a like wilderness or whatever, and he's talking to like a bush that's burning or whatever. But then this guy, he was talking about this story about like Moses and how he was like leading his people in the desert, and then there was these snakes that kept bothering the people, and then he like goes to God because the people are like, go talk to God and tell him to stop the snakes, and he tells them like, go get a snake that's bronze, put it on a staff, and then make them look at it every day. And it's like he was saying that that's like supposed to teach bravery instead of like just getting rid of the problem. It's like facing your problems and like and I was like, what? I was like, this is like an interpretation. I'm like, what? It's like, so we're not talking about snakes here, we're talking about bravery.
You can't look at it literally.
That's how do you figure out even what it's saying?
Well, you gotta have somebody that can teach you, first of all. That's the most important thing.
So a mentor.
Yes. If you got that, then you'll be in good hands for sure.
Yeah.
But you can't just have everybody teach you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
how long have you been a Christian for? Your whole life, or like when did you get serious?
Serious? 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a while. But I got saved at 9 though.
Okay.
But I didn't really like fully understand.
Does that mean baptized or?
No. So basically, like, you just go up there and confess Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior.
Okay.
Baptized, that you should do that. I'm still looking more into that. I've been baptized, but like they say, like when I first got saved, they didn't say nothing about being baptized. But like as I got older, they was like, yeah, when you get saved, you should get baptized too. So, yeah, there was something I was about to say, but I forgot. Oh yeah, one thing I like about the Bible though, a lot of people say the Bible isn't relatable, but it very much so is. I mean, we've all known somebody that's betrayed us. Yeah. Moses, he had a speech impediment, like he stuttered a lot. Paul, he like killed Christians at one point, and I think he had depression. Like, so.
That was right. Yeah, he used to. Yeah,
so like the Bible is like super relatable. Like people just don't read it in the right way.
Yeah,
it's pretty much, but it's super duper relatable though.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you also do photography, and what started that?
I have no idea, man. One time I went to Atlanta and we had like the little camcorder, the little Polaroid pictures or whatever, and I took one with me and I just was taking pictures of buildings. I don't know. I got like an infatuation with like buildings and like landscapes and stuff like that. And it's just always been that way. And I've just like always liked pictures, and it's kind of like a hobby. If I could do it full time so that way I could just make money and make good money and still do my comedy stuff, it would be ideal. But I don't really know, man. I just like taking pictures. Like, any type of picture, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to you earlier, and you said you've not done like a wedding or anything, but you said you'd be interested. Interested.
Yeah, I would like to, but I don't have enough of a establishment to do that, because I don't want to mess nobody's wedding up. Like, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Have you done like any work like for people?
Yeah. I've done like like pictures for like people, like I've worked with like their daughters and stuff like that for when they turn 1 and stuff like that, and individuals, but they definitely want to see more work before they book you. But I'm just a busy person. I don't really be having the time.
What are you doing all the time?
My job. That's what gets in the way.
Yeah.
Like those 8 hours are in the way.
Dude, I know, dude. I mean, today, I work 4 10s, but like I get it, man. 10 hours like in a day, like I thought 8 hours was crazy. Like, and it's like great. I have the like Friday off, but like when you like have to like leave early in the morning and then still get home, and then you have to like rush to get to the open mic, and it's like I have a dog, you know what I mean? It's like I have to like walk my dog, shower, eat, feed my dog. It's like I have to do everything.
The bachelor life is not easy. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. You're doing everything by yourself.
Especially if you have animals. Like I'm not just saying a dog, but like a cat or anything. You just got, if you're a responsible person, you've got work to do. And it's just
I'm running all day. Yeah. Like as soon as I get off, I'm at the gym, then I come home, I cook, I might work on some jokes or say I'm going to work on some jokes and don't. Then I go to a mic. Yeah, it's hard finding the time, but it's definitely worth it though. Yeah.
So how many hours a week would you say that you spend taking pictures?
No, I don't take them that often for real.
Oh, really?
Especially in the wintertime. Like, it's not happening. But I'll take them like at shows. Like when I do my shows, I'll take them.
You're not gonna get any winter shots?
Nah, my
all
hand's
the
too
crows
cold.
Or anything?
Nah. But I work like every day. Like, so I don't really be having the time.
Are
to
you
do
more
as
of like
many
an
pictures.
urban shooter? Are you gonna spend time in the woods or?
I can, yeah, I can do anything for real.
Hell yeah.
But I don't do like I follow two people and they're like great photographers. I wish I was on their level, but they do like stuff where they have like people come in their home, something like similar to this, and they have a backdrop. I'm not doing all that. Like I don't need everybody to know where I live at. Like I'm not doing all that.
I got you.
But yeah, and I don't think they do it full time, but I could
I don't know.
tell
Dude,
they
man,
look a lot. They make a lot of money.
I was gonna say like, people are willing to go to your place.
Yeah.
If you're close, like they're willing. And
Yeah.
it's like if you have a fair price.
But if you see my pictures and you see the two photographers I'm talking about, I'm not on their level.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's
Yeah.
like you start off with like people like, you know, I'm not saying I'm gonna get pictures, but like like me, you know, and then you know you start at a low level and then eventually you work your way up, and then all of a sudden like now you can start offering these like high level headshots or whatever. You know what I mean?
But I did just get a different lens, and it's the quality is way better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like it though. It's something to do. I like it. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I do a lot of stuff, man. I really do.
It's-
I do too much, to be honest.
But like I was saying earlier, dude, that's like artists.
Yeah.
Like as an artist, you can't. I mean, I do like music. You know, I like to write skits. I haven't like done any of them yet, but like I write them, and you know, it's just you can't lock yourself into just one
Nah.
thing, because if you do, you're just, I don't know. It's not true expression in my opinion.
I
Because-
learned that very early in my intern days. So I interned at a radio.
really?
I interned at a radio station too. I think when I got to Channel 10, they was like, yeah, because they was like telling me like, yeah, when you get your first TV job, you're gonna do everything. You're gonna have to record. You're gonna have to set up the camera, shoot it, edit it, write it, and they weren't lying. Like you do all of that at first.
Oh shoot.
And then when you get to the bigger cities, then you don't have to do all that. That's when you just come in and you just talk. You know what I'm saying? Like you might write a little bit, but you know, so I had to learn, but I like it because it makes you more well versed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
somebody comes to me and be like, "Do you know how to produce?" Yeah, I can produce. I can direct.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You have an idea for programs, or you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, this
Yeah.
is free, or like, hey, there's a discount on this one. It's like, it's crazy because like I have so many people that come into this place and they're just like, dang, this you got a lot of shit going on here, and it's just like, dude, like at this point in this time frame where we're at in time, like if you're not like invested in like what you're doing and you want it to be successful, good luck.
Yeah.
Because it's like people have to, and I've heard this from not just like, you know, artists or whatever, but just like financial advisors, people who invest in stuff or start businesses. They say you have to invest in yourself. If people don't see you spending money on yourself, no one's going to give you money.
Yeah.
They have to see you spending your money first before they're like, oh wow, he just put 10 grand into himself and he's doing this huge project and it's looking pretty good. I'm going to put some money towards it too. Like you can't expect people to just give you money for nothing. Like like you said, you don't have a good enough resume to just like get people to start paying you.
It's a lot of work when it's getting started, but you just gotta keep going.
Hustle.
I do a lot, man. I do acting too. I used to know how to sing. I mean, I still do, but you know, I just don't really do it for everybody.
When I was doing theater when I first got here, one of the things that I was doing a lot of is karaoke. They would go out to karaoke, and I was talking about this last week, I think, but like it was like a totally different thing because they were doing it shit on people. Because it wasn't like, oh, you go there, get drunk and everything. It was like, oh, I'm gonna go there and crush this Disney song.
What type of theater were you doing? Like what theater were you at?
I just, I mean, I only did one theater show, but it was Shrek the Musical.
Okay.
Dude, it was at Wagnalls near like Canal Winchester. I don't know exactly what area that is, but yeah, it was a good show. I had fun. I tried out for Donkey, but I got sick at the time, and so my voice was fucked up, and I was trying to do the song. Or wait, I didn't do. Actually, no, I wanted to do Donkey, but I got sick, so I went with my backup, and I tried to try out for Lord Farquaad, but my fucking voice was just so fucked up, and I'm just not trained. Like it was a long time. It was my first audition in a really long time. So, but I mean, I got a part, and it was fun. I got to do the little speech before the entire musical too, so it was cool.
You actually don't live too far from my agent. There's a agency around the corner.
You have an agent?
Yeah, I'm a like legit actor. Like I haven't been in nothing big, but I have an agent.
Oh shit!
It's not hard to get.
Who's it through?
Dang, I just got him. It's called PCG. I don't know the actual
I was
name.
just about to say that.
Yeah, PCG.
I've been told that that's a good one.
That it is a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just signed with them like last summer because the one I had before them like closed. So it was either them or Heyman.
Yeah.
And
I heard
them.
that PCG was the one that I was told about was that one.
Yeah, PCG's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not too far from me. You should definitely check it
So
out.
exactly how does an agent work?
So they'll just email you like jobs. So last night I got emailed about like a job for like NBA, like an NBA commercial they're doing for All-Star Weekend, and another.
What is the payment like?
So like they'll tell you like say the NBA one was like if you're like an actual character it'll be like $2,000.
But what about the agent?
Oh, so they'll take like it depends. Like if you're a SAG actor, like an actor in the union, they'll take like 20%, no 10. And then if you're a non-union actor, which means you haven't done enough union jobs yet to become in the union to be SAG, then they'll take 20%.
Okay.
And
But so it's like pro bono until you land a job?
no. So what happens is like you'll get
You
the
pay
job.
up front?
No, you'll get the job, and then after you do the work, they have 90 days to pay you. After day 90, if they don't pay you, you need to be calling your agent like, where my money at? And then you get the money.
Okay.
But it's different. It depends if it's like a one-day production or if it's like a print ad. Though.
But you're not paying this person to find you the work?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. That's
No.
okay. I was asking the question wrong.
No.
Okay.
And then like if you do like a commercial, so commercial basically runs like on 13-week increments. So let's say I booked a gig with Pizza Hut and I did a Pizza Hut commercial. So for those
Did you do a
13,
Pizza Hut commercial?
no, I'm just like giving examples.
That'd be awesome.
So for like those 13 weeks, I would
My
get
name's
paid.
Tyler Erskin. I love Pizza Hut.
I would
This is
get
great.
paid. I would get paid those 13 weeks, whatever the rate was. So say it was $10,000. So I would get paid $10,000 for 13 weeks.
Okay.
So it's beneficial, but you got to land a job first.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really interested because I've heard a bunch of different like styles of agents and stuff like that, and the ones you want to watch out for, and that's like the best style that I've heard is like the ones that are like legit agents are like, hey, I'm not gonna take money from you until you get a job.
Yeah,
Or, you
no,
know what I mean?
if somebody's taking money from you up front, then no. Only thing you should be paying up front is like your headshot.
Yeah.
That's
Of
about
course,
it. Yeah.
exactly.
But you will want to wait until you get the agent first to see what kind of headshot they would want you to get.
Okay.
So you don't waste money because headshots can be kind of expensive.
Now, do you tell them what kind of like actor you want to be?
Yeah, they'll ask you like, well, this one is different. The first one I had, no, they didn't tell me like they didn't have no conversation with me about what was my plans.
Okay.
So I did have to have that conversation, and then eventually it just didn't go nowhere because they closed up. But with this one, I told them up front like, I want to do movies, I want to do TV shows, blah blah blah. And then I did my audition.
Specifically comedy or dramatic or?
I like drama. I like drama more.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you figure out how to act, you'll realize that comedians mostly do drama.
Okay.
Because when you do comedy movies in general, like let's take The Hangover for example, that was a very traumatic experience.
Yeah.
But somehow they had to do it well enough to convince you that it was funny.
Yeah.
When it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Like, but it is funny. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you have like a comedian and they do drama roles, it's easier.
Okay.
It's easier. But those comedy movies are not easy. Like, because those are real life situations that you have to make funny.
Okay.
So yeah.
Dude, hell yeah. Well, you have an Instagram page, Ty, what is it?
It's just Tide __ ty.e __ and for the business page it's just the number 5 IVE and then the word 5 and then underscore. Yeah.
And that's your film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if people want to check your podcast out, that's The Session.
Yep.
And that's on the Spotify, the Apples, everything.
Yep.
Hell yeah. And you go through Anchor and everything.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be having a new season drop like this sometime this spring.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
you do seasons.
Yeah, it's easier to me.
Okay.
I just do too much.
Okay. So what are your seasons like?
I've been playing with it a little bit. At first, I was doing shows all the time. Then the pandemic happened, and then I was just, people didn't feel comfortable, which I get.
Yeah.
So then I started back up and was trying to do it all the time too. But as you know, sometimes it can be hard to find guests.
Yeah.
So I just did it in seasons to make it easier on me and less stress. So I just do 10 episodes. I just bring on 6 guests, and then I do 4 topics.
Okay.
To make it
Dang.
just switch it up a little bit.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest though. Trying to find guests, I thought was going to be hard. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Especially when like because like I don't have a lot of friends in the comedy scene. Well, at least I didn't at first. I'm like growing now. I don't know like what it is or whatever. But I had like whatever the freaks in like the comedy scene, and I was like, hey, I got a podcast coming out, and I had like Chris Johnson. I knew up front that he was gonna be my first guest. And it's shit because I'm like salty that I like fucked up all the sound and everything on the first episode because he's just such a good guy. But everyone like Jeff Ladala and everybody was like, oh, like when am I gonna be on the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, all right.
People don't ask me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll be having a hard time just finding people.
Yeah, dude.
The hardest thing about doing podcasts is to get guests to open up to you right away.
Yeah.
Especially if they do know you.
Well,
Sometimes
see,
they be real closed off.
I probe inappropriately sometimes. So like
Yeah.
I was recently like the other day I was talking to this woman who works in a pediatric care unit, and I really wanted to figure out how I was able to ask her if she's seen kids die without like being like, because a lot of people are like, wow, Eddie, what a fucking asshole thing to ask like
Yeah.
that. But I was like, oh, are we close enough for me to just like ask that? And I was like, but then she kind of brought it up because she's like, it's been a tough week. And I was like, yes. Why was it a tough week? Tell me. And then she told me, and I was like, yes. Now we opened up into what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
I
fun.
love trying to get people to open up. I love trying to get all that shit. But
Yeah, I usually take a break. So I'll do like 30 minutes and then commercial, then come back.
Okay.
Usually the second half, that's when they open up, and I'll be like, dang, I needed this energy when we first started. So I'm just trying to learn how to do that. But yeah, I do want to bring on more comics. I just like a variety of people though. Yeah.
But that's honestly why I like your podcast, because one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of people have only comedians on, and I've had musicians on, artists on. I had another person on. We had to pull the episode, but she was like a zoologist and stuff like that, and everything, and really loves comedy. And then what else? And then my HBO guy. So it's like my goal for this podcast is to promote the locals, because I feel like a lot of people are doing cool things, but everyone's really bad at marketing.
Yeah.
So if I can, double it up, being like, hey, come on my podcast, your people will hopefully come and watch me. I'll tell my people to watch you. And then, it's like I want to build a community. I feel like it should be a community of people trying to help each other. That's what I was telling you earlier with the Cap City Comics thing. Like, I would love it if we started all doing like videos and stuff like that together, and like doing skits and trying to promote Columbus comedy as like a thing. Cause
that's the way to get your podcast out there is, get on other people's podcasts, but people that have podcasts, get them on yours.
Yeah.
And then people will jump ship, go back and forth.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
But
it works.
Tyler, I fucking love you, bro. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Guys, this was fucking episode 15. Help, I'm high, can't get down. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.